Powerhouse singer Etta James is on her deathbed, too weak to express her dying wishes.
It was almost amazing that she lasted as long as she did, given the fact that she had so many drug problems.
Instead of rallying together, her family is bitterly divided over how to help.
No, I did not assert any undue influence on my mother. People should know my mother. You can't make her do nothing.
Well, it looks like what Artis was possibly trying to do was take the money out of all my mother's accounts and put it into his name, as far as we know.
There was definitely a difficult relationship between Artis and the sons.
At the heart of the battle, who should control Etta's fortune and how she'll spend her last days?
My mother was a fighter, and she wanted to keep fighting to the end, and that's the reason why she didn't want the plug pulled.
(2012). After a roller coaster and drug-addicted lows, singer Etta James is dying, 50 years after her signature song At Last becomes a hit. In her 73 years, she's won 6 Grammys. She's been inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Blues Hall of Fame, and the Grammy Hall of Fame. Bobby Murray is her longtime guitarist.
She always gave her all and sang every song as if it was their last song to sing. And that caught on with the rest of the band. Jazz, blues, rock and roll, the golden era of soul. She loved country too. And it didn't matter, as long as she could put the depth and emotion into a song, the genre didn't matter at all.
But the powerhouse singer has become too weak to express her dying wishes. Etta's bedridden, and dementia has left her confused and disoriented. Christine Pelisek is a reporter for the Daily Beast.
She was under 24-hour care, and she had no control at all. And at the end of the day, it was very sad for this woman who, you know, was this icon.
In a bitter fight, her divided family can't agree on how to help her. The sticking point: who should have control over Etta's money and end-of-life decisions? On one side, her husband Artis, who wants to keep her at home no matter the cost. On the other, her 2 sons by different fathers, Danto and Semeto.
It seemed like one of those kind of things that couldn't be settled over a cup of coffee.
At the end of the day, it became a battle over her fortune.
For Etta James, family turmoil is nothing new. January 25, 1938, Etta is born James Etta Hawkins in Los Angeles, the child of a child. Her mother, Dorothy Hawkins, is only 14 years old and an alleged con artist, prostitute, and drug user.
I mean, her mother was this, you know, teenager who ripped off people, and I think had her own run-ins with the law, and, you know, left Etta, you know, to be raised by somebody else.
That somebody else is Etta's landlady, Mama Lou. Dorothy shows up sporadically and whisks her daughter away to run-down motels. Until the landlady and music come to Etta's rescue. Joel Selvin, former music critic for the San Francisco Chronicle.
Etta James had one of the worst childhoods we can imagine. Never knew her father. Her mother was unavailable. Her career was a lucky accident that saved her from a life that would have been as terrible as her mother's.
When Etta is just a child, she sings at church, and the power of her young voice blows away the congregation. Despite her troubled family life, she already seems destined for greatness. Then, in 1950, when Etta is just 12 years old, her beloved Mama Lou dies. A year later, her mother Dorothy is thrown in jail for being in a house of prostitution, leaving Etta to fend for herself.
Etta was pretty much running wild. I guess the term at the time would have been juvenile delinquent.
By age 14, Etta's gone from choir girl to street singer in the Creolettes. This is where she's discovered.
She ended up meeting bandleader Johnny Otis. She was singing on a street corner in San Francisco, and he heard her singing